Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. Glad to welcome you back to the Crimson Tide Sports Network, and it's time for Wes Hart Live, presented by Alabama Power, proud supporter of the Crimson Tide. And Wes, it's always good to talk to you after a win, especially a win against Auburn. You've beaten the rivals this year, Auburn and Tennessee. How's everything going?
Yeah, great start to the week, and great way for us to head into the SEC tournament at Orange Beach.
Well, last week we talked about Felicia Knox has had a lot of opportunities, has been very involved for your team, and now once again she's able to score and help put away the game winner for Alabama. What can you tell us about her goals she had against Auburn?
Yeah, what a great strike, and the keeper keeper probably could have done a little bit better with it, but it was it was a great strike by Felicia. I think it had a little bit of movement on it, and thankfully the goalkeeper misplayed it a little bit, and we found the back of the net. But I think we're ready for one of those breaks. I feel like we've had a couple go against us the other way, so I think it was our turn to catch a break.
So that made it 1-0, and that would be the difference as McKinley Crone had another strong performance as she gets a shutout victory. What can you tell us about her performance?
Yeah, I thought Crone was great, and we saw it in warm-up. As we were warming up, she looked sharp, she looked focused, she looked confident, she didn't have a great deal to do. She had, I thought her defense, in front of her played quite well, but the few saves that she had to make, I think there was 2 or 3 big saves that she had to make, and she rose to the challenge and made those saves and kept us in that game long enough for us to get the winner.
Well, that was certainly good to see, and also good to see Riley Mattingly had 3 shots, and she's getting closer to her next scoring opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Riley started off hot. That first game against Tennessee had a couple goals, and then unfortunately for her, she had to get quarantined, right after that, and missed one full game, and then basically played the next game against Arkansas on after 2 weeks of not training, and so I think that kind of hurt her a little bit this season, but I think she's starting to look like the player we saw early on, and excited that the timing of that is perfect for us heading into the Orange Beach tournament.
Yeah, the regular season is now complete for Alabama women's soccer. You get ready for this tournament coming up in Orange Beach, Alabama, and what can you tell us about what's ahead for the Crimson Tide?
Yeah, we're excited. Just like every team, it's a chance to kind of start fresh and start new. And again, I think going into it after that win against Auburn, I think we're in a good place, physically and mentally heading into that, heading into the event. No, we're excited. We'll play LSU on Friday night. A team that we saw earlier in the season. We were up 2-0 against LSU a few weeks ago, and then a rainstorm came, and I think we had a 3-hour delay before we ended up playing on kind of a swamp, essentially, is what we ended up playing on, and ended up tying that game 3-3. But it's an opponent that that we look forward to the matchup, but we know that they've got a lot of dangerous players, so we're certainly gonna we're gonna take them serious without question.
So that's the first round matchup coming up on Friday, and it was originally announced that Alabama and every team in the tournament would at least play 2 matches. Is that still the case as we get ready to head down to the beach?
No, they actually made the decision a few weeks ago to cancel those consolation games, and I think what they ended up deciding was, because we are now going to be afforded a spring season, as well as all athletes are going to be, basically by the NCAA are going to be given an additional year of eligibility. As well as budgets, and I think there were a lot of reasons why they ended up deciding that it wasn't in the best interest of us to have that consolation game. So I think I agree. I think it makes more sense to just have a single elimination format.
What do you like about tournament style soccer? Your team was able to win in the first round last year against Auburn.
I guess just the fact that really that the past doesn't matter, right? It didn't matter that that we probably didn't achieve everything we wanted to in the regular season, but that's behind us. And as I mentioned before, I think we go into it right now with in a good place. Having just knocked off a very good Auburn team, and I think we're bringing in some momentum into the LSU match.
That's got to give you some confidence as well, too. You're able to post some good results, not necessarily points all the time, but some really good efforts against some of the top seeds in the tournament, like Arkansas, Texas A&M, and I'm sure matches like that have prepared you for what's ahead coming up this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mentioned underachieving this season, and I don't think it was from a lack of effort or a lack of quality in our play. I just for one reason or another, and really kind of different reasons each game, but we weren't able to get the results we wanted. But there's no question we played we played a lot of teams tough. Taking Arkansas, who was actually I guess both Arkansas and A&M were co-SEC champs, and I thought we played them as well as anyone this year. So losing to them. Arkansas in overtime, and then A&M. I know it was a 2-0 game, but I felt we were very competitive in that game. So there's not a team that I don't think we can get a result against in Orange Beach. I'm excited to get out there and play these games.
Absolutely. And for the Crimson Tide as well, it's been kind of one match a week for a long time during this season. How have you adjusted training to start getting ready for what we could see a tournament style where you're playing every other day?
Yeah, the past couple of weeks we've tried, after the game. So we've had Friday night games the last 2 weeks, and we've come back on Sunday and tried to do a hard training session just to kind of replicate that. So, so we'll hope to get by LSU on Friday, and if we're fortunate enough to win that game, then we'll take them on Sunday. Because of the seeding, they'll be while we're coming off of Friday night game, but we'll certainly make do, and I think we're ready for it.
Well, Coach, thank you for joining us today. Certainly best of luck in Orange Beach, Alabama, and we look forward to talking to you after Alabama's tournament run is over. Thank you so much for joining us. All right.
Awesome, Roger. Thanks, and roll tide.
Roll Tide. That was Alabama soccer coach Wes Hart. Thank you for watching the Crimson Tide Sports Network.